Baie besig my ou vriend. En ons is
Heerlik
geseën
besig,
vanmôre.
dankie.
Ja.
Yes, national voting, I know, yes.
So George, how's it going at your voting station this morning?
No, it's been very busy, Bev. I arrived here this morning at 6 o'clock and the queue was already about 50 meters long. And the queue has just grown. As you can see now, there's a queue of about 200 or 300 meters. We've done so far just on 600 voters in the first 3 hours, basically. I think we've got more than 3,000, about 3,600 people that has to vote here. So I predict that the queues are not going to get any shorter. But we've got a long stretch to go to 9 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
And then we've got a count.
How was the voting today?
All went quickly. Good. Feeling good.
Yeah, all I want to, I don't want much.
How was it going with the voting?
It's too busy here, the Ovongo hall. It's too big, it's too busy. Everything is cool here. Everything is right. Yeah. No fight, nothing. It's cool, it's nice.
Hi there. Yes, the voting is going very well. We've had a very, very busy morning. Lots of people calling it at our table and we're very happy. Thank you very much. Yeah.
JJ, jy's van die Vryheidsfront. Hoe gaan dit vandag hier by Ubongo?
Baie goed. Uitstekend. Ons het 'n paar mense gekry hierso, so dit lyk nogal positief vir ons.
Daggy, caucus leader of the DA, you've toured the voting stations. Give us your impressions.
Everything is running fairly smoothly. We see there's a fairly good turnout wherever I've been. And particularly the bigger voting stations, there's quite a few queues, which means that it's flowing and then the delays aren't too long. But the fact that there's always a queue means that the people are coming out. We do expect quite a few more people to come out a little bit later, which is normally traditionally a lot of people wait until the closing hours because they feel the queues will be shorter and it will be a quicker process. I have seen in Port Shepstone, for instance, at the new Memorial Hall, they have now got 3 lines, where in the past they had 1 line going through. So it's 3 substations, and that helped it along very nicely. And I think what we need to do, particularly at Ramsgate, is the facility they have here is inadequate, and we need to look at that. That is why we have a queue here too. It could have gone much quicker if they, for instance, had 2 queues or 2 substations running through. But otherwise, it's peaceful. We haven't seen any major issues. At 1 or 2 places, we did discuss with the presiding officers the matter of people from outside the province that want to vote here, and others that wanted to vote at voting stations which is not their own where they're registered. And there was a bit of an issue there, but we resolved that, and everybody managed to cast the correct votes.
Is it true the perception, is it valid that some stations are busier than others? And they have queues?
It's very much based on how many people are registered in that specific voting station. You get some voting stations that have 200 or 300 people registered there, which makes it very small. Obviously the queues will not be close to what you have here at Ramsgate, where you've got almost 4,000 people registered to vote. Apart from the fact that you get people that's on holiday and also making use of the bigger facilities, it does put pressure on the system here. But I'm confident that they will manage to cast their votes in time or before closing time. Everyone wants to vote will be able to vote.
Madam Mayor, nice to see you here.
Nice to see you.
Yes, and you've been touring the voting stations, your impressions?
Yes, I've been doing that from morning, going all over the rural areas, seeing people, talking to them, asking them how are the things inside there, also talking to the presiding officers. Do they have the services which they must help the people outside the city? Yes.
Yeah, we've also been to many of them, and everybody's friendly. There's no animosity. It's nice and quiet. You find the same thing.
Same thing. As you see now, I came to speak to the DA. They are my friends. They are councillors, so we have to chat with one another. But what I want to say, the lines are too long, even in the rural areas, from morning until now. Okay. I don't know whether they will finish at 9 or maybe they will be giving another chance.
But is that an indication, do you think, of a high voter turnout, or is it maybe the organisation that's slow, or is it difficult to determine?
They started early. I think the people recognize that they must go and vote. Like in 1994, when we started voting, there were long lines, which even today is the same thing. Maybe there is something which has told them to go and vote, or maybe parties who were always telling them to go and vote so that they can claim their space, or voting is your responsibility as the South African.
You see, logically speaking, because it's a holiday, there should be there shouldn't be say a pre-work rush or an after-work rush. It should be spread.
But there are some who are working in the restaurants. They came early. I understand before I came there were long lines, but especially for those who are working, and they've gone now to work. So I'm sure after 5 they will be coming also.
But what is also noticeable is that at some voting stations it's quiet, and in others like this one, it's very busy. Did you have the same experience?
Almost all over where I went in the rural areas, there are long lines. I haven't seen where it's quiet. Where I went inside, right up there in Lamont, people, they said they started late, but they are going to make sure that they will take the 10 minutes after 9 and make sure that everybody's happy. But there were lines even there, but they started late.
Madam Mayor, I'm going to ask you a question before I say goodbye. Is it safe to assume that you didn't vote for Julius or for Dr. Peter Mulder?
I will never do that. I will never do that. Whilst I'm still living, I will never do that. Mandela gave me my dignity as a person, so I can't do that.